Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's TLC presentation. So I'm your host for tonight, and in particular we're going to start off tonight with not just talking about why TLC on tonight's webinar. We're also going to talk really about how to promote TLC, simply because it's so important that when you join a network marketing opportunity, that you immediately have the tools to promote your business. But basically, you're not just relying on just your friends and family, because they might soon run out. So in network marketing, it's always good to keep on expanding your list. That's really important, to constantly be expanding your list. So I'm going to do a bit of training on this just to start off the webinar. So here we are, and the training that I'm doing is all based on some training by Eric Worre. Now, Eric Worre, he's got a website, Network Marketing Pro, and there's so many free resources on his website. And nowadays with the internet, there's loads of training out there, loads of resources out there, and we need to take advantage of these trainers, of the training, so that we become more and more professional at our network marketing, because we are building ourselves a fortune here in network marketing. So what happens, particularly when many people join a network marketing opportunity, at the beginning, most people have a lottery mentality. Eric Worre calls it their posers. Simply, they just think, oh well, I'll just ask a couple of people if they're interested, and if they're interested, maybe I'll join. You know, sometimes they're asking other people if they're interested before they even commit themselves to joining. And what often happens is, with these posers, is they don't even have a written list. I mean, what we want to do is, it's so important to have a written list, to write a list and not just have a list in your head. Because the posers, these people with a lottery mentality, basically they just have a few names in their head, and then they might have 5 names in their head. Then they approach those 5 people, and guess what happens? All 5 of them say they're not interested. So then, of course, it's just dependent on luck. They've only had a few names in their head of 5 people. They're not interested, and they immediately give up because they haven't even started properly. And of course, many people start like this because they're just trying network marketing. They're treating it as a hobby. But what we're doing here with TLC, we've got the opportunity to change our lives, the opportunity to build a fortune with TLC. So the second type of people in network marketing are people who are amateurs. So here, they might have a list, but they might only have 100 names on the list. Well, 100 names might sound like a lot, but to be honest, they might contact a few people out of those 100, and again, they get some no's, and maybe they've not got the best script. Maybe they're bombarding people with information straight away. And the great thing about the document from Eric Worre is he's even got scripts that you can use to approach people, which are really professional. And we can look at those scripts as well, because they're really going to help everybody. And so the category that we're aiming towards is the professionals, because what professionals are doing is they're always adding to their list, and literally they would be adding a couple of names every day to their list. And if they're adding a couple of people to their list, every day, let's say 6 days a week, 365 days a year, well, most weeks, most days of the year, then their list is going to be getting bigger and bigger. So that's what we're aiming for. And let's just move to the next slide now, because it's so important that we really focus on how we're approaching our business. And what you can ask yourself now, what percentage of people in your team are posers? What percentage are amateurs and what percentage are professionals? Because this is going to be affecting the sort of income that you're earning. So let's have a look. I'm just going to have a quick look. I'm going to swap the screen that I'm sharing. So let me just change the screen, and we're just going to have a quick look at the document from Eric Worre. So let me just find that, if you just bear with me while I change the screen. Okay. Right, I'm just going to have to pause the share for the moment. And then as I said, I will find the new share to share with you. Right. Let me see if I can find the correct thing. Just a minute. Okay, it's always the way that you can't find the right document that you want, and it's such a vital document. Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat as well. So maybe you'd like to type in the chat what percentage, to sort of, while I'm looking for the right document. And if you've got any thoughts on this, on in particular the percentage of people in your team who have the lottery mentality, if you're going to have a think about that, and maybe even type something in the chat while I'm just finding the right screen here. So okay, I'm still okay, still finding the correct document for you. Just a second. Okay. I found it. Okay. Oh, okay. Finally, we've got there. Okay, this is always fun on a live webinar. So this is such an important training document that we're just going to have a look at now. So it's the memory jogger is saying that 80% of all people who join network marketing start off approaching it as posers. Do please, by the way, if for any reason you can't see the ultimate memory jogger, do please let me know in the chat. I'm assuming that you can now see that. Okay, so what we want to do is to build an active candidate list, because what we're doing here is we're becoming network marketing professionals, and the active candidate list is literally, it never stops growing. As I've mentioned, you're trying to add about 2 people, or at least 2 people every day to your list. Now, you don't have to prospect them straight away. And in fact, if you do, then they might, let's say you've friended somebody on Facebook, then they might unfriend you if you immediately prospect them. But they're there and in the background, and when it's the right time, you will be able to prospect them. So it's all about expanding your list. And if you're not an internet person, you can expand your list. You're going to be meeting people every day, especially if you're working, or you might meet people at the gym. It doesn't matter where you meet people, but it's all about expanding your list. And what the document is it's showing you how to categorize your prospects, really. Because what you've got here, as you can see, you've got your hot candidate list, which might be your close friends and family. Your family might have had enough of or not be keen on people doing network marketing. But next category would be lead with a product candidate list. Now TLC, they really want us to do this because it's so important. We've got a great product, we've got the IASOT, which is such a great product, and we can lead with a product because people will get results with IASOT. Also, for some people, they really might be more business minded, and again, rather than a product, you can go with the product and the business, simply because if they're not really a product person, you've offered them the business as well as the product. So there's also some scripts that we can look at later on, which is the direct approach that you're taking to people, or indirect approach, or a super indirect approach. And basically, it doesn't matter, when we're talking direct approach and indirect approach, these might be cold prospects. And the important thing is not to prejudge people. So when you're writing your list, it's sort of literally like you're writing loads and loads of names down, and you're not prejudging, because as you write, more names will come to mind. And so don't think this is a list of people who are definitely going to be interested. Just put down everybody on this list and don't prejudge them. That's really important. So let's carry on. So this memory jogger from Eric Worre is literally, going through your address book, social media, and it's going to be a really comprehensive list. So you're going to have, the chances are you might end up with about 1,000 names on the list. And just imagine if I was giving you £100 for every name on the list, you would soon make the list. But of course, in network marketing, potentially you could make £100 from some of these names on your list. So you can see here that this is a document which I've emailed to people. You can see how comprehensive this is. Now, the next part of the training really is, and which is really important when you're doing a master candidate list, is that there's more than one exposure. You can see here that you're making some comments about them, and when it says the tools that you've used, it might be, for example, that you sent them a video about IASOT. Maybe you've sent them one video about IASOT from a doctor talking about IASOT, or also maybe you've sent them one short video about the compensation plan. But the important thing here is it does say you've got next exposure and next exposure. So it's not expecting them to join after one exposure, because people often need to hear it a couple of times. So you can see here you've got the master candidate list, and quite a few pages there for your master candidates. So it really is worth downloading this and printing this out. But also we can look at some of the scripts as well, because it's a big document, and but just because it's a big document, don't get put off. It's great to print this out and put the names in. Now, of course, this is your hot candidate list, your close friends and family, who in theory, depending on how long you've been in network marketing, they would be good prospects. But it totally depends on their attitude to network marketing. Then, of course, you do a separate list for leading with a product candidate list. And again, you've got plenty of room there to write that. Now, the best opportunity candidate list. Now, of course, TLC has won awards for the best compensation plan in the network marketing industry. So bearing that in mind, we really can speak to people who are experienced within network marketing and say, look, you know, we've won our compensation plans, won awards. This is the best opportunity. And of course, the timing is right at the moment for TLC, especially in Africa. Then, of course, sometimes when you're moving on to your colder market, you might be doing, depending on the person and how well you know them, sometimes you'd be doing a direct approach, but sometimes it might be more of an indirect approach of your candidate list. So we're going to look at some scripts as well in a minute, and also the super indirect approach list as well. So as I said, I'm scrolling through this list. So now some of this training, I've sent out videos before on these steps, and it's so important because even if you've already heard this before, this is proven network marketing. So what I mean by that is Eric Worre, he's been in the industry for years and years, and these are scripts that bring results. Okay, so even if you've heard it before, it's still worth looking at it again. So step one, be in a hurry, simply because people are attracted to people who are busy, so it's going to be better to be in a hurry. And also that means that it's not going to take you long to make the call. So it gives you a few examples here of things that you can say. So immediately you're valuing your own time, and you're also valuing the other people's time as well. So now it is important, you know, if you're inviting somebody to join your business, it's good to compliment them. Of course, this needs to be sincere. And so think about what's something that's going to be genuine for you. So please, as I said, this really needs to be sincere. And if you want someone to join your business, but you know, you do want you're going to find something to compliment them with. Of course, if they're cold market, you know, this might be, you know, a waiter or waitress in a restaurant, or someone you've met who's just impressed you. So you just never know who is going to be interested. And then, of course, you can make the invitation. So again, here we've got a script for the direct approach, and it's just a case of choosing one that is going to be suitable. You know, I'm just choosing one here off a page. You know, would you be open to diversifying your income? we've had, sometimes we've talked in previous training about talking about a plan B, offering people a plan B alongside whatever else they're doing. There's many businesses out there that do not clash with TLC. They might be involved in a travel opportunity or something where that doesn't actually clash with TLC, but of course they can have TLC as well. So again, we've got some scripts here for the indirect approach, and then the super indirect approach. This is where really what you're doing is you're talking to someone who's successful maybe, and you're asking them who they know. So really you're taking it away from them. Really, you're saying, the business I'm in clearly isn't for you, but I wanted to ask, who do you know who's ambitious, money motivated, and would be excited about the idea of adding more cash flow to their lives? So this way, it's very indirect because you're not asking them to join you, but what you are doing is you're asking them if they know anyone. And you'll be amazed how often people will give you names. And the next step is to do the if I, would you. So a good example of this is to invite, this is a good way to invite people to the webinar. So, or invite people to look at a link with an online presentation, with a webinar recording. So here, if I gave you a link to an online presentation that explained everything, would you click on it and watch it? So it's important because what you're trying to get from them is some kind of commitment that they are actually going to look at this. So this is why you do the if I, would you. And so of course you do need to follow all of these steps. Now if they don't give you the commitment that they'd have a look at the online opportunity or the online presentation, then don't send it to them, because what we're trying to do here is we don't want to waste their time, but also we don't want to waste our time. The next step is to get a time commitment from them. So when do you think you could watch the link for sure? So again, we don't want them saying, oh, I'll look at it sometime, because that we don't want to waste time. What we want is we want them to say yes again. And by that, we want to confirm when we're going to talk to them again. So if they're going to watch the link by, let's say by Friday, then you would say, okay, so if I call you on Saturday, you'll have watched it by then. Okay. So what we're doing is we're always confirming the next appointment with them. And then, of course, checking the best time and number. So the important thing is they've said yes 4 times, so the chances that they'll follow through has been increased. Normally, they probably just wouldn't bother looking at your email or link or whatever. But in this case, it's more likely that they'll do so because of these steps that you've taken. And then, of course, remember, you were in a hurry. Remember, you said you didn't have long to talk. So that's why you get off the phone at this stage. And so in this respect, you should be able to make quite a few of these calls, because the call shouldn't take long. Great. Then here you've got some examples as well, some real scripts here. So basically what I've done here is I've shown you the whole of this document, and what you can do at the end of the document is write down which script you're going to use. So first of all, you can see here, this is your invitation worksheet. You can see you've got your in a hurry script that's going to suit you. You think about the compliment for that particular person. Then you've got the invite based on the approaches that we've just looked. Then you do the if I, would you part of it. And then you're getting the when do you think you could for sure. And the final part is creating the appointment for you to call them back when they've had a look at the video that you sent them. So basically, what I've done is I've gone through that training from Eric Worre because it's just so important. What I'm doing now is Fembi's very kindly agreed to give a quick testimonial about her weight loss. So I'll ask Fembi for that, and then if there are any questions in the chat, do please write them down or make any comments about on this particular training for inviting people. Let me ask Fembi now. Hello, Fembi.
Hello, Elaine.
Can you give us your testimonial for your weight loss with TLC?
Oh, yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Tembile. You can call me Tembi Nyati. My first order with TLC was on the 25th of February. So it took me about 2 weeks to get my first order. I started to use TLC, I think in the second week of March. Mm-hmm. I was weighing 128 kg.
Wow.
So I've used my product the first 3 weeks after I have used my product, the ISOT and the resolution drops. I dropped up to 119 kg in about 3 to 4 weeks.
That's great.
And as for now, everybody in Gloucester is just watching me in such a way that there's a lot of customers who are buying it because they come and ask me, what happened to you? I tell them about the ISOT and the drops that I use and the other products that I have added, like Chaka and NRG.
Yes.
And I what you call it, the one that you drink the spoon in the morning,
NutriBurst.
Yes. So but I told them that what is important with this thing, you need to totally commit yourself. First thing is to organize yourself not to eat what is not right.
Yes.
We all know what is not right if you want to live a healthy life. We know what is the good food, what is not good, although we are craving for the junk food. So I encourage them that if you buy this ISOT and the drops, you need to commit yourself and not to eat your junk food.
Yeah.
And you need to organize yourself and see how can you accommodate your diet daily so that it won't be strenuous for you to follow your diet and at the end you experience the defaulting.
Yes.
So far people are just excited when they see me. They just want to buy the product. Most of them, they want to buy before they join. At the moment, my current weight is 99 kg.
Wow, that's
From
brilliant.
128.
That's a
And
big
I'm still
difference.
melting. I increased my daily activity.
Yes.
I just encourage myself by downloading the app called S-Help on my Samsung phone. I don't know whether with the other types they have.
Yeah.
So that it's got all types of, even if you are doing exercise or gym, it even scan your BM, your BPM,
Yes.
everything. You can check what it's written there. Most of the thing that it's encouraging me, I have set up my daily walking steps as a 10,000 steps per day. So if I'm not by the midday, I haven't met my day, they're just alarming me. Tembile, you are not in the active mood today. Your goal is 70 minutes walking to reach your 10,000 steps. So all sorts of things, you just encourage yourself like that. And yesterday I met one of my friends. She was just trying to temptate me by asking, can we go out to eat? And I said, no. And then she said, oh, why? And I said, no, I'm not going to eat. She said, okay, it means you are going to watch me eating it. And I said, I don't mind. I can watch you eating your meal. Then I've got my slimming bar I have. I took my slimming bar, I went there, and I was watching her craving, eating her food. And I took my pie, I was eating my pie, and she said, why are you so good like this? And I said, you have to tell yourself, because if you do this thing, you have to commit yourself to reach your goal. You can't pay money, wasting your money and using the products that are so expensive, but at the end, you don't follow your good diet to reach your goal.
Of course. Of course.
And she was so encouraged.
I think you sound like a very good health coach yourself, because it's good. You're right. You have to tell people that they do need to have. It's a commitment for them to make. They need to make that commitment, and they need to really want it, because otherwise, it's like what we've talked about tonight with the network marketing business. People need to take it seriously if they want to make money, but also seriously if they want to lose weight. But you are the best example, because you are a product of the product. And if when people see you, they will ask you questions, so it makes it easy for you. And so you are a great example for TLC.
Yeah, a lot.
That's really good.
Even health-wise, really, I'm so improved.
Yes.
I almost lose my mobility.
Wow.
I'm so improved. I can't imagine that I'm walking like this.
Yes.
And there's another friend of mine who came from Bristol. She wanted to come and see me and to move around in town.
Yes.
I think she wanted to see what people say is it true. She went to tell another friend that she is walking like anything. She's looking amazed and she's great. You cannot walk with her.
Okay, well,
And then the other one
great.
told me.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for your testimony. It's time to finish the webinar. So thank you everybody for joining, and we'll say good night. So thank you again, Fembi, and thank you everyone for joining. Good night,
Okay.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Good
Bye-bye.
night. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much. That was a great testimony, so I really appreciate it. Thank you, Fembi. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.